News Talk 640 WFNC. Greek, I got you up on the screen here, and the picture. We got a picture of Greg FISHEL here. And do we have
Never a cloudy day.
Never a cloudy day, especially when the fish is on the line here. Greg FISHEL, how are you, sir, this morning? Fish, are you there? We got his picture. I need to push this line here. Okay. It looks like you're going to call him again.
Yep, I'm going to call him again.
All right, you do that. While you're calling him, and we're getting great. We just had him a second ago. We're going to get Greg FISHEL back up on the line. Want to remind you that the 5 days of Christmas in July, last day for the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office going on right now, July 31st. They are at the Walmart, 4601 Ramsey Street. They'll be there beginning at 9 o'clock, and they'll be there most of the day. They're looking for donated unwrapped toys from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at that location, and that is where they'll be collecting these toys for the Angel Tree program. We got Fish now back online. Let's see, Greg FISHEL.
You there,
Yes.
Greg?
Oh, there he is. Okay,
Yes, I am.
It's magic, man. It's magic. Got the Greek in there. Greek, go ahead and say hello, because I'm going to get you off the screen here.
Good morning, Greg. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. Hope you are.
I'm hanging in there, man. It looks like we're out of this drought, so that's a good thing. We're getting out of it.
Yeah. Hey, Fish,
Yes.
it's always a pleasure. You know, for those who don't know Greg FISHEL, he is the weather voice of this area for 5,633 years. Man, you've been doing this for a long time at WRAL. How many years? Always got to get that in there. How long were you there?
37 and a half years, and I used to have a pet T-Rex.
Well, I talked with you yesterday, and we were talking about the end of the month here, and we always have you on near the end of the first of the month to kind of give a wrap of what's going on. And I was reading some stats this morning. I was blown away how much the rain, the short period of time that we had, has had an impact on the drought conditions. And the last time you and I talked, we said we needed about 15 inches of rain in order to kind of work things out. Where are we, and what are your numbers showing?
Well, here's the interesting thing. You know, here we are, you know, on the heels of one of the worst droughts in history. And the all-time record at RDU for July, if I'm remembering correctly, it was something like 10.27, something like that. So we've had 12.16. So we blew that out of the water. There are other records from other stations that go all the way back to 1887. And the highest one there is 12.36. So we're going to end up falling 0.2 of an inch short of the all-time record that goes all the way back into the late 1800s. Now,
it's my understanding, though, the data that came out did not include, it was up to Tuesday, so we still have up through today to add some rain, and I don't know if you got much rain up there in that area. Well, those numbers will change the drought conditions slightly?
Yeah, and there's a website that talks about, you know, how much rain is needed, like in a month, 2 months, 3 months to end the drought. And the numbers are still up in the teens, which surprises me because, you know, now admittedly, you know, when you want to end a drought, you don't want to get all, you know, 15 inches or whatever it is you're below normal at once because it doesn't soak into the ground. A lot of it runs off, and you know as well as I do, there have been some flooding issues over the past month. But you know, I think I heard something the other day where Falls Lake is like 2 or 3 feet higher than it was, but it's still 2 feet below normal. So I guess if you look at it that way, you know, we're halfway there, but we're not there yet.
Well, you know, every time we have this conversation, Greg, we talk about. We're in a drought, but both of us know, and I know you know better than I because you're a meteorologist and been covering this for some time here, specifically here in North Carolina. We may need 15 inches of rain, but as you've always said, it only takes one major event. Talk about that and how this is not maybe surprising to you that we're not as bad in a drought condition as we once were a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely improved. I mean, at RDU about a month ago, we were more than 11 inches below normal for the year. Now we're 1.5 inches below. So, we're definitely in, much, much better shape. but again, if you look at one reporting station, and the nature of thunderstorms is that you get hammered in one spot, and 2 miles down the road you don't get nearly as much. And I think that's the issue here, is that if you look at an average over all of central North Carolina, not everybody got 12.16 inches. Artie, you happen to get lucky, if you will. And so, you have to wait until everybody got in on the fun before you can say this is over.
Well, yeah, and I think that's the point, that there are some areas, for example, we have a house in Fayetteville and in Fuquay, and Doris was up in Fuquay. It was coming down like gangbusters. I didn't see a drop down here.
Wow, yeah.
And so, and that's the thing about the way the rain falls here. And the other neat thing for us is the fact that because we're right off the Atlantic, we do get the ocean flow. And you look at some of the places that in the middle portion of the country that don't have that opportunity to get some rainfall, and it stays dry for quite a period of time.
Mm-hmm. And in meteorology, we talk about different scales. Like the synoptic scale is something where a system may cover 10, 15 states at a time. Like you have a storm coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, and the whole East Coast is getting hit. Then you have the mesoscale, which is where you're talking about thunderstorms that maybe have a diameter of 5 miles, and if you happen to be underneath it, you get hammered, and if you're not, you don't get anything. And then there's actually like a microscale, that is like really small scale stuff. So, in the wintertime, we're dealing with synoptic scale systems that, affect multiple states at a time. Yes, there's variations from one place to another, but not nearly as much as a situation in the summertime where these thunderstorms can, dump 2 or 3 inches of rain on one spot, and then you're, like you just said, 2 or 3 miles down the road, nothing's going on.
Yeah, if you're joining me right now, Greg FISHEL is a longtime meteorologist in our area. He was on WREL for dozens of years and moved away to Myrtle Beach and came back to Wake County now and is reporting from up there. Always like to give you an opportunity, Greg, to tell folks how they can actually see you doing the news. Patreon, I think it is?
Yes. It's funny when I ask people, like, have you ever heard of Patreon? A couple people say yes, and a lot of people say no. But, if you go to Patreon, patreon.com/fishweather, all one word, FISHWEATHER, then you can sign up. And I haven't raised the price in 3 years that I've been doing this. It's $3 a month, and you get a video 6 to 8 minutes long, during the week, Monday through Friday. And then I do stuff over the weekend if there's something big going on. I always do the forecast first. So if you don't have an interest or you don't have the time for the extra stuff, you don't have to sit through all that to get to the forecast. And then there's a $5 a month option where you get all of that plus 2 bonus weather videos that are a deep dive into the science. I've actually put differential equations on those videos. And then, if you want to subscribe at that level, it's just an extra $2 a month.
Well, I remember you adding all that information when you were the meteorologist at WREL. I think the management initially said, nobody wants to hear all that stuff. And you
right.
found out that wasn't the case. There were people who were really locked in, can't wait to hear all that stuff.
Yeah, television stations hire consultants, and these consultants, interview groups of people. And one thing I've learned over the years is that you can ask a question in a certain way to get the answer you want. I mean, this happens with political polls all the time, where you can word a question differently, and somebody says yes the first time and no the second time. But anyways, they told me early on that the public didn't want to be educated. They had no interest in that. And that's not the feedback I got at all. Like you just said, people say that, I do want to learn more about why things happen and what the uncertainty level is and all that kind of stuff. They also told me that never talk about what you're not sure of. And I got more positive feedback when people said, Greg, I remember that one time when you looked into the camera and said, I honestly don't know how this is going to turn out. Here are the 2 most likely options. but I'd be lying if I told you I was confident in either one. And people said they appreciated the honesty, So
Yeah, well, look,
the thing is most.
I would talk myself out of a position as a consultant just because, I look at some of the things, even in television news, what you need to say in order for someone to really pay attention, like happening now or breaking news. And because we say happening now, oh, wait a minute, stop what you're doing. Gilbert just said happening now. We got to listen to this. And the school bus accident happened yesterday morning. And so I would talk myself out of being a consultant in the news department. And I just like you're exactly what you're explaining in weather as well, that the reality of what people want and what they need are pretty much the same.
Yeah, we had a lot of interns, over the years, and they would, make videos and they'd want feedback on, how they did. And the one thing I told them, I said, don't worry so much about, how you're pointing and how your face is oriented and all this sort of stuff. I said, just pretend you got off the school bus. You're in 6th grade and your mom meets you at the door and she says, you have 3 minutes to summarize your day. And, what did you learn today? What did you do? And just have a conversation with the camera and give them that 3-minute summary and you're done. Because if you worry about all these little details and so forth, it detracts from the message you're trying to communicate. And when you're ad-libbing, you don't have a script, you've got to focus on what you're saying. And anything that detracts from that is going to make your presentation less good.
Well, if you're joining us now, Greg FISHEL, longtime meteorologist in our area, he stops in near the end of the month, the beginning of the next, to give us a synopsis of what he's seeing as he continues to peruse the numbers and see what the weather conditions were like for the past month and the coming month. We're going to hold you over for a second. We're going to take a break right now and get the local forecast from CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Today will be mostly sunny with a high of 92 degrees. Tonight will be mostly clear with a low of 71. Saturday will be partly cloudy with a high of 93, and Sunday will be mostly cloudy with a chance for rain and storms and a high of 89. Temperatures and humidity will start to increase through the weekend with rain arriving on Sunday, but the best chance right now for rain will be Monday. That is your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Rachel, thank you so much. 69 right now. That's the temperature in Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and also at Fort Bragg. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC.
That's RichieLaw.com.
Point.
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace.
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free. Purple Wave Auction Box.
Hey there, folks. If you're buying or selling equipment, ride the wave.
Ride the wave. Purple Wave Auction makes it easy to sell.
Easy to buy. Construction, ag, fleet, and government equipment. All no reserve. All online.
All online.
Cruise on over to purplewave.com and get in the groove today.
Purplewave.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. These trucking companies have teams of lawyers whose job is to figure out how to pay you as little as possible. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight them. My law firm will be on top of everything so that you don't get taken advantage of. If you've been hurt by a big truck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com. That's RICCI law.com.
Want more customers to choose your business with confidence? Join the Greater Fayetteville Chamber's Consumer Protection Division and earn the blue check mark, your symbol of trust and professionalism. Certification shows your commitment to doing business the right way with verified credentials and accountability customers can see. It's more than a badge, it's a competitive advantage. Take your reputation to the next level. Visit facecpd.com or call the Greater Fayetteville Chamber at 910-483-8133.
Good morning, Fayetteville with Gilbert Bays on WFNC News Talk 640 AM and now on 103.5 HD2 WFNC.
News Talk 640 WFNC. I can see by all three of us on the screen that I'm the only one that got the memo that today is Hawaiian Shirt Friday. The Greek is in there. He's got some Cape Cod on his shirt. Greg Fishel, you still there?
Yes.
You didn't get the memo either. I got to, I need to get, I'm going to get you a shirt so I can get a picture of you with the Hawaiian shirt on. You got one of those, I'm sure.
I've got like 2 or 3 that are, sort of like that, that I picked up when I lived down in Florida for 10 months. So,
take a picture of yourself. Yeah, do that because there will be occasions when I call you on a Friday, and I want to make sure you get the memo because right now you look like you're in college or something here, suit and tie on, like. Where you get that?
You know what? You know what? On the Patreon thing, and I also do this on my Facebook page. I do what's called Fade Out Friday, where I wear a shirt that's the same color as the green wall, and everything disappears. Everything disappears except my hair and my head.
Hey, look, Greg, I don't know about you, but I had a news director at Channel 40. Charles Tonnell was his name, and for Christmas. He gave me a blue tie, a royal blue tie. Well, our screen for the weather, when I did weather over there, was blue. And what was it on his mind? I mean, I stood in front of the screen. And it looked like somebody shot me through the heart. I could see Iowa through my back. So,
right, exactly.
Anyway, look, that's got to be something fun to see you do. Well, again, if you just joined us, Greg, I got you off the screen and got you off the hook here. Greg Fisher joins us at the beginning of the month, the end of the month, to talk about the weather conditions here. We talked about the rain. Just for those who are just getting in the car and starting to realize that we don't have a drought, you shared some numbers. Bring those numbers back up again.
Oh, do you have them? Oh, you want me to mention them again?
Yeah, because there's some people who weren't in the car. They're in the car right now. So we're out of the drought condition right now because we've had a wet July.
Yeah, well, we've still got work to do, but, definitely progress. 12.16 is going to be the finale or the final number at RDU because it's not going to rain today. But basically, it blew the RDU record out of the water for the wettest July ever, which was 10-plus inches. So that's gone. But the all-time record from various stations around the area that go all the way back into the late 1800s, it was 12.36. So we ended up falling just 0.2 of an inch short of a record that stood since the late 1800s. And, and all that on the heels of one of the worst droughts we've ever seen.
Well, I know that's great news for everybody who's been dealing with brown lawns. You know, the neat thing about centipede grass, and we'll have the blooming idiot in here from Bell's Seed Store. Jeff Thompson, he comes in the first of the month, tells folks what they should be doing. The centipede grass really responds to the rain. I mean, because everybody's lawn was brown, and all of a sudden we got like a week's worth of rain, and everybody's lawn is green. It's like it just popped right back up. So that's good for those folks who are concerned. I see the Greek over there is shaking his head because we live in the same neighborhood, and I would drive by his house and just shake my head. Brown lawn over there. He doesn't have a sprinkler system. Poor man. I need to come. I started to go over there with a hose one day and help you out, Greek. Yeah, but look, go ahead, Greg.
Can I mention one thing? And you know, I might be out to lunch on this, or maybe something I'm not thinking of. But when I first moved here, you know, everybody told me that, everybody has fescue, you know, which is a cool season grass, so it does not respond well to heat at all. And so people spend all this money on irrigation because, you know, they want to keep the grass green, and they also don't want it to turn brown in the wintertime. And, you know, where I grew up in Pennsylvania, it was, you know, you just assumed the grass was going to turn brown in the wintertime, and it was exciting to watch it come back in the spring, and you didn't have to blow your budget out of the water to keep it green in the summer. So I never understood that, but, well, you know, that's just me.
Well, I'm from Philadelphia. You had grass where you were in Pennsylvania? Where did you stay? I know you went to Penn State. Where did you grow up?
Lancaster.
Oh, Lancaster. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Fescue is a cooler grass, cooler weather grass. Down here in the Sandhills, centipede and zoysia. That's what we have. It's a warm weather grass, and so it's a little bit more tolerable to the warm conditions. And so it will turn brown, but she will bounce back if he gets some rain out here. I don't understand the people who overseed down here so that they can cut their grass during the winter. I've got Billy Weston here, who's district attorney. Billy, welcome to our program here. Do you have green grass right now?
It is green again. I will say that. I do not have a sprinkler system that's operational right now, but I was noticing yesterday when I was working in the yard yesterday evening just a little bit that it is green again after being brown a few weeks ago. And, Greg, it's good to hear your voice. I grew up on Greg Fishel and WRAL, so good to hear your voice.
Yeah, and that's the voice, Greg, of District Attorney Billy West. Straighten up right now. You have the right to remain silent, and you normally don't. Could be an issue. All right, look, before we kick you off the air here, Greg, give us your future here. What do you see coming our way? We have anything in terms of hurricanes out there that we need to be concerned with? We had that system down in the Gulf that went into Louisiana
right
not too long ago. What does it look like in the coming weeks?
Yeah, right now, the Hurricane Center says they see no indication of any tropical cyclone development for at least the next week. And with this El Nino, continuing to strengthen, that is a great inhibitor of Atlantic hurricanes, because it creates more vertical wind shear and these systems try to develop and they get torn apart. But it only takes one. The average number of hurricanes, I think is 6 or 7 for a season, and you can have 2 or 3 and you can say it was a below normal season. But in 1992, when Andrew hit Florida, that was technically a below normal season, but anybody in Homestead, Florida won't tell you that because they got annihilated.
Yeah, I remember that storm. I remember Tom Lawrence from WREL. You remember Tom. He was one of the producers.
Yes.
They sent him down to Homestead, and this was his first rodeo in terms of covering a storm. He went down with the clothes on his back. There was no Walmart to buy anything. And so we forget how quickly these storms can change things. Hurricane Matthew and Florence here just devastated our area, and there were people living in hotels for years after these storms. So, but look, Greg Fishel, it's time for me to give you the boot, man. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Send me that picture with the Hawaiian shirt. It is clear that Billy West did not get the memo either about Hawaiian Shirt Friday. I'll punch him up. He's grinning like a Chessy cat in a shirt and tie like he's getting ready to go to court.
I'm not sure that the judges would have appreciated the Hawaiian shirt. So I'm in uniform this morning, headed into court here in a few minutes. So I would have needed to get a special permission for that. I'll have to do it next time, though.
All right, well, here we go. Greg, it's always a pleasure to talk with you, my friend. Yes.
Can I tell you one more thing?
Yes.
Did you hear about the new photography course they're offering at the local universities and
No,
colleges?
Greg, I haven't heard about that. Tell me about it.
Well, it's developing quite nicely, but most people shudder at the thought, and you have to have a negative attitude to take it, so I can't picture myself enrolling.
Okay. Hey, look, he's going to be here all week. 2 shows nightly, 7 and 11. If you think that's something, try playing 18 holes of golf with Greg, and each hole you get a story like that. I look for Greg, I look forward to hitting the ball with you again sometime soon, okay?
Sounds good, man. Great to hear your voice.
All right, Greg FISHEL, former WRAL, longtime meteorologist and good friend of mine for many, many years. Right now, you're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. 7:36 is the time. We've got local news from CBS 17.
Good morning. I'm Greg Funderburg from the